Hey guys, welcome back to Chapters with Chan. Today I thought it'd be fun to do this, answer these 10 questions. I saw some of the other bookstagrammers and booktubers answering, so figured we'd go ahead and give it a go. I have 15, but I'm only going to pick 10 just because 10 seems like a good number. So the first question is a book you wish you could reread again for the first time. And I'm going to put these questions down in the notes as well in case you want to do it as well. So a book I wish I could reread for the first time would have to be the ACOTAR series. I do wish I could go back, I could start fresh right here. And it wouldn't even, I liked the first one a lot, but I feel like it would definitely be A Court of Mist and Fury. That's my favorite book. I wish I could read it again just through fresh eyes. I love when other people read it for the first time and I can live through them. So that was the first question. The second question is a book that is your guilty pleasure. I have recently discovered that I enjoy mafia romance. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think that was going to be my journey, but I really do. So The Sweetest Oblivion and My Maddest Obsession, those are two books on Kindle Unlimited, shocked me, but I was into it. I was really into it. A book that everyone loved, but you didn't. So I'm going to actually go with a series because the Twisted series, like Twisted Love, Twisted Hate, that was just not a series for me. That was not, I did not really enjoy it. They were okay. There were parts of it I enjoyed. I gave them all threes that I read. I haven't read the third one. I read the first, second, and fourth one. Just wasn't a series for me. Next question, a book you read the fastest. Oh my goodness, Verity. I read Verity so fast. I crushed it. And then honestly, the second would probably be another Colleen Hoover book, Reminders of Him. I also read that one just as quickly as I possibly could. The next question, a book that deserves more hype. I would say for a thriller, it would be The Girls Who Disappeared. I'm going to do a review on that next video because I just love that book so much. And it just came out in January. It has time, but I just feel like more people need to talk about it. And another one I just read that I actually never really see on Bookstagram is Most of All You, and that is by Mia Sherndon. You always see Archer's voice, but you never really see, I never see Most of All You, and that was an excellent book. A book from a genre that you don't typically read. I'm not really into memoirs. They're just not. I mean, they're cool, sometimes, but they're just not, my go-to. So I listened to the Matthew McConaughey memoir, and it's called Green Lights, and it was excellent. I want to read it again. I actually want to own the book. I enjoyed it so much, I would like to own the book. It's also Matthew McConaughey who is the person reading it, so that really helps, picturing just Matthew McConaughey talking to you on a normal day. Great choice. Next question, a book you usually recommend when you're asked to give a recommendation. My go-to is always A Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. I love that book. It's such a good book. Gosh, and her second one's coming out, Yours Truly, and I mean, not that I'm counting, but it's 2.5 weeks. And almost 3 weeks, and I cannot wait to read it. So definitely Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. A book that has your favorite characters. When I think of that question, Sarah Adams, all of her characters in her books they're just great. She just writes just great characters. But my favorite would have to be the main character from the Off Limits role. I loved this book. The main character was just, gosh, she was great. She was fabulous. So hands down, Off Limits role. A book that you wish you could live in. I wish I could live at Valaris. And if you don't know what Valaris is, you need to get your life together. Okay? Google it. A book that you thought you would hate but ended up loving. The Girl from Guernica is a historical fiction book that it had just been sitting on my shelf, and it was like, I don't know. I'm just not in the mood. And I ended up really enjoying it, a lot. So I do highly recommend that book. Even if you're not a huge historical fiction, that's a good one. A book that made you cry. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't cry in books. It is not my style. Maybe I just don't have a heart. I don't know, but I just do not cry in books. I don't know. I don't cry. I did tear up in A Court of Wings and Ruin at the end. If you know, you know. I did tear up. I actually probably teared up a little bit in Reminders of Him as well, because that one pulled at the heartstrings a little bit as well. But I think those are the only two. And I think that was 11 questions. I don't think I can count, and that's okay. Counting's hard. I was just looking at a book that you've reread the most, and it's also A Court of Mist and Fury. So that one's really got. I feel like there's just so many questions on here that was just the answer to for me. So I was like, I'll just knock a few other questions down. We don't need that one in there. One other question I wasn't planning on answering, but a book that deserves all the hype that it gets. I personally think that The Wall of Winnipeg deserves all the hype that it gets. I love The Wall of Winnipeg. All my friends, when I tell them to read it, they think that maybe it's too slow of a burn. So, just because I think that does not mean other people might think that. That's definitely personal, maybe. Also, the Finlay Donovan series. I feel like that needs even more hype. It just needs way more hype than it gets. ACOTAR's got plenty hype. It's probably overhyped. Nah, no, just kidding. There's no such thing. No such thing. So yeah, so those are some fun questions. I'll go ahead and put them in the comments, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And next up will be a review for The Girls Who Disappeared by Claire Douglas. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.